I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah, we got to get at it. I've got quite a bit done. I was out last night and did a fair bit, and the truck is pretty much empty for us this morning, so...
All right.
I think we just go get right to work today. I don't know how much we have left to do, really. Maybe half?
Oh, I drove around a little bit, tried to get an idea, but there's quite a bit left to do.
There's still quite a bit left to do, but I think we'll be able to get it all done in pretty good amount of time, honestly.
Yeah,
Especially with 2 combines going, it'll be a lot faster than it was on just myself. I'm going to go ahead and top off with fuel and get started as well. I will take a gander. So far, we've actually profited an estimated $18,500 off of this piece.
Off this piece?
Yep. So we are well covered our expenditure, and we're into the profit zone now.
All right. How's our restaurant doing?
Our restaurant is, well, let's find out. It is doing okay. We've got, last month, October was $23,000. The month before was $24,000. So as it gets a little cold out, people seem to have been slowing down. Or maybe that's because it's been harvest season. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably because of harvest.
So it's slowed down a little bit, but I mean, it's still bringing us over $20-some thousand a month.
Oh, yeah, that's just fine by me. I don't know how I got off on this field, but I'm trying to straighten it up.
You know, I'm doing the same thing, and because of that, well, I started a row off, and now I think I'm 2 off. So there's that.
Yeah.
But it's straight, that's for sure, I think.
You think?
I'm currently going down, and I have 1 of my rows actually being fed with corn. Just 1.
Just 1.
It's because I missed a row, last night, and I'm cleaning it up.
Yeah. Well, it happens in real life, too. You always got to go back and clean it up.
Part of the job.
Yep.
But, Dad, at the time of recording this, your channel, TheFormalPickle on YouTube, is approaching 10,000 subscribers, and I bet you within a couple days we'll be over that.
Probably.
And so, what are you thinking about that? You got 10,000 subscribers coming up here.
Well, I'm kind of tickled to see that. I'm glad they're enjoying the videos. I'm just glad to be a part of it. When we first started this little adventure, I didn't know how I was going to get along with it, but it is actually kind of enjoyable.
It's a good time. It's a fun little time.
And I'm glad that people that watch the videos enjoy them. We even get people from, well, there was a guy with a comment on there from Britain, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We have an international audience.
Well, we do. I mean, if I pulled up my analytics, I could tell you that we've had viewers from probably almost every single populated part of the world. I mean, to the point where I actually can say that I've acquired at least 1 view from North Korea. Now, you tell me who that might be. I'm just saying.
You know that. That's Kim Jong-un.
So if he's watching Farm Sim, then surely a lot of people are watching Farm Sim. That's all I'm getting at. Let's do Jake's favorite part of the day, going around and seeing how much our farm has either increased or decreased in value.
I like that.
Let's see. 996,000 for that piece. 671,000 for that piece. 417. That one dropped a little, but that happens after we buy it. That always happens.
Yeah.
They after you buy a piece of land, they automatically knock it down a little bit, and they do that to disincentivize you from immediately selling it.
Yeah.
It's to try and keep you holding on to the asset and be serious about owning it.
Uh-huh.
Which, frankly, maybe real life could take a little bit out of Farm Sim's playbook there. Cough, 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 cough.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. I must have got the front of this truck full. All right, I did.
Well, speaking of full, I'm darn near.
Well, it didn't take me long. I 1 run down and back.
Yeah.
I was full.
Well, that's a long stretch, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But you really need to straighten it out. My goodness. She's gotten all curvy on you.
I got out of hand.
I see that.
While you're judging my straightness, I'm going to go over here and grab these plants that you missed.
Oh, yeah?
Over here by your pickup.
Hey, do me a favor and look at exactly how perfectly straight my rows are. They're beautiful. You want to know how beautiful? They only vary by a max of 0.2 degrees.
You're using that degree thing, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm just watching it, keeping myself moving straight. I done filled up my combine, though. You know what's kind of nice about these combines? When they fill, they stop. You can't overfill it. I would almost say that they should do that in real life, but that would require a sensor, and those always do it wrong. So I know. Just no.
Well, the 9560 has a sensor that tells you the tank is full, but if you're on a side hill, the sensor's on the right. If you're on a side hill and all your crop's on the left, it ain't gonna get to the sensor in time.
So what you're telling me is John Deere was cheap, and they didn't put a sensor on both sides, just one side, and they should have put a sensor on both sides, and that would have been easily discussed about by the engineers, and they said, nah, that's too expensive. But also, then you would have had 2 sensors to fix when they break, so it's just better that way. Better not deal with it.
I'll have to make some short runs here because I'm too full to make a run all the way down. Yeah, I'm better than half a tank. And if I go all the way down, I'll just have to come back.
Yeah. Come over here. These are shorter.
They
really are, though.
Well, got to do a little cleanup again. Gosh darn it.
A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Sandra. Mambo number 5. We have brought in an estimated $29,000 in potential profit off this field so far. And in total, we've brought in an estimated $94,000 off this field.
In total.
That's right. So closing in on 100,000 harvested off of this one field here.
Yeah.
Which was roughly the combination of our 2 other fields. Because we had a 60-something and 30-something, right?
What was our... Yeah. I can't remember what our payment is on this piece. Was it $3,600
let me go to the bank.
a month?
That was in the 794. That was the big one. Where we got some operating. Okay. $3,601 a month.
Yep. Times 12.
So 3,601 times 12. You're 43,212.
So you got to take that right off the top of the land payment.
So we've made an estimated 30. We need 43 just to make the land payment. Correct?
Yep. This here will cover the land payments, groceries for the year, and probably, hopefully, some operating costs next year.
Of course, the goal is always to have all that at minimum, and ideally, you got money to invest further.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I'm sure we will. I mean, our restaurant does pretty good for us, mostly.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's cooling off a little bit, but I think that's a seasonal thing. I think we're just going to see that fluctuate throughout the year.
Oh, yeah. Get done with harvest. I think when you get into some cooler weather, you're going to have some big nights at the restaurant.
Remind me, I need to get those park benches and stuff so we can get that all done out there. Just for fun, the bank would give us a $40,000 loan. So if you had any curiosity at where we sat with them, that's what they think of us.
40,000?
They, I don't know. I don't think they take land value into their evaluation. They don't seem to, at least in my opinion. They seem to primarily go off of your cash.
Well, there's some bad bankers. If I'm a banker and a guy's got land that's paid for, I'm going to apply a note toward his land.
Right.
And I'll give him market price. You know, it's very easy to borrow money in the farming industry. You know that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Because they're pretty well protected.
Of course.
You know, they attach themselves to the crop or the land. Not always, but like when I was borrowing money from the federal government to operate, well, every time I hauled my crop to town, it got sold in my name and the federal government's name. And then I had to go get those checks signed before I was allowed to deposit them.
Oh, yeah. They make sure that they got theirs.
There is one thing about this concept of farming that I don't like. I think a man should have enough of a cushion to be able to operate the next year just off of this year's harvest.
Oh, and it should be that way. I'll tell you the biggest problem for farmers. Biggest problem for farmers is that there is monopolization on both ends of the farmer's supply. And that means that where they're buying their seed and all their inputs has been monopolized. Monsanto, for example, owns, I think it's 90 and 80% of corn or soybean and corn market, or like a seed production, right? And then like you look at John Deere or look at like all of these major agriculture players on the front end, and then it's sandwiched. Yeah. It's sandwiched on the back end by these huge food companies, because our food industry is so monopolized that are able to then essentially extort a lower price for the product. So farmers need to, one, be able to sell directly to consumers more easily and bypass these major corporations that have monopolized. And two, these other companies that support farmers and what they are able to do need to learn that they cannot charge what they're charging.
I agree
That's all
totally.
I have to say about that.
I agree totally.
But like many things in the way we do them here, they're designed to make someone in the middle a lot of money. It's not designed to be efficient. It's not designed to be good. It's not even designed to be beneficial. It's designed to make somebody in the middle a lot of money.
Where'd you put the
That's how
truck?
it is. Over here, closer to where we're harvesting.
Oh,
So we don't have to drive over there all the time.
I got you. I'm right behind you. Don't back into me.
Beep. I wonder how much diesel we burn through. Let me take a look. Does it track that? Yes. Hey, on this
does.
field so far, we have burned $3,200 worth of diesel fuel harvesting.
We have. Wow. Some mucho dineros.
I know. Everybody getting their cut. Welcome to farming.
You want me to take this in or you?
I got it. You
All
keep
right.
rolling.
You just like
This truck
driving
is-
that old Pete.
I do. It's almost out of fuel, though. I might have to try filling it up right here.
Go ahead.
Let me put some of that farm diesel in it.
It'll be all right.
Luckily, in farm sim, there ain't no difference.
You know, seeing how you were on your soapbox about companies and corporations, and any of our young viewers out there that aspire to get into farming, I'd just give them a word of advice. Be smart. Don't step into something that the operation cannot support. Use the equipment that is equivalent to the size of your operation. Capiche?
Yep. Understand that those people are there to sell to you.
Yes. Now,
It is
you
not
go
their
in to
duty
buy.
that your business continues. It is their duty that they sell a product.
Yep. They don't care if you go bankrupt. They just want to
that
sell
just
you
means
something.
they did a good job maximizing the sale. That's what they would say.
Yeah.
And if you have any
Now-
questions, I used to work in sales.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Now, if you go into a dealership and you're looking into, say, a new baler like I was, and they start throwing these numbers around, one of the main things I've always heard from salesmen is, well, you could do some custom work.
Uh-huh.
You know, you'd have to do this many acres or this many bales whenever it comes to hay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you add in the cost of fuel and cost of all that stuff, you're using about 65% of your time, effort, and equipment
Yep.
for them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And there just ain't much left for you.
No.
And the other thing that I would bring up, and I see it all the time, now I'm not ridiculing people for doing what they need to do. Some places are forced to do what they have to do in order to get through a season, through a year, or in order to cover the amount of land and product they have. That's understandable. What I'm getting at is I don't like to see what you just mentioned, companies and corporations taking advantage of the situation that that particular farmer is in. I don't like seeing that stuff. I think it's absolutely wrong. And I guess if you have, 25 acres of land and you're a beginning farmer, well, you don't need to go out and buy no $50,000 tractor to farm that. You get by just fine with a $3,000 tractor. So you can always work your way up. Oh, and I would also like to mention, you put up a round bale of hay, take it to an auction, and in reality, on a decent year, you might get $100 a bale at the auctions. Sometimes more, depends on the weather and the quality of the hay.
Right.
But now let's look at the end result of that. Most of your round baleage is used in the cattle industry, right?
Yeah.
So now, if a bale of hay costs you $100 a bale, 10 bales cost you $1,000. We are now feeding a $100 bale of hay to a $1,000 cow. Now I'm just using $1,000 as a reference point. That doesn't mean that's what they're bringing currently at market. And trust me, I already know what they're bringing. But now we're to the point where we're feeding a $100 bale of hay to a $1,000 cow that produces an $800 calf. I mean, the numbers are pretty simple to do. Does it really make sense? No, it doesn't.
And that's not even the end of it. Then factor in all your other expenses, like, I gotta
Yes.
rent that pasture ground. How much was pasture ground in my area and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I had a gentleman here, I think it was last year or the year before, asked me if I wanted to rent some pasture ground from him. I said, well, I'd take it into consideration. How much you thinking? He said, oh, I don't know. I'll just make it easy on you. $150 an acre. And I said, oh, gee, thanks, but no thanks. Pretty tough to put a cow on a chunk of land at $150 an acre. And anybody that does, and there's some that do, you know, it's the only purpose of it is the government check at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I see no other purpose.
Well, that's the thing about farming. All I will have to say is a lot of the issues that we have stem from people just trying to stick their hand in a place where it don't belong. And I don't have problems with people making money off of stuff.
Either.
You know, but it's when too many people are sticking their hand in asking for too much. And like, there's a reason that farming is subsidized, obviously. It's because we need the commodities to be low price because we value our dollar off of it. And how else are you going to have all these people sticking their hand in, asking for their share, if you're not using a little bit of taxpayer dollar to pay those people? That's the reality of how that works. I mean,
I do a little cleanup here. My hopper is almost full.
Oh, I'm only halfway over here.
Now, once again, any of our young farmers out there that think about getting into farming, what we're talking about is not to discourage you, but to show you a path to achieve a goal in farming, and that is stay within your means.
Stay within your means. There's a lot of people out there that'll just try to make a buck off of you, and if you aren't there to make a buck off of next year, that's not their problem. So don't let them work, don't let them work you into that.
Don't let them sucker you in.
Because frankly, as the farmer, you're already making pennies compared to what they turn your product into. So
you ain't making much.
They're already making their money. They're just taking a little extra from you on top when you let them come in and do that stuff. So, you know what idea I've had for a while, but I've never actually figured out how to do?
What's that?
It'd probably have to be a long series, but I think it'd be fun to do a farm sim monopoly. You get like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 people, whatever. And each of them has a farm account with like $1.5 million to start, and you just say, go.
Yeah.
Go. Your objective, monopolize. Make a lot of money, right?
Hey, I take it this truck is full.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I can't get my auger to come on.
Yeah, it's full then.
I'm going to go take it in.
But yeah, kind of like the board game Monopoly. I think that'd be fun. Farm Sim Monopoly, some kind of series.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah, I just don't know the rules. That's as far as I ever get. Just saying, like, the idea is cool, and then when it comes up to coming up with the rules, I've never gotten any farther.
Oh, gonna drive the big Pete. I adjust my seat for this. Well, I got the old Pete groans a little bit coming up out of that field, don't it?
Yeah, I know. Just a little. Sometimes it gets a little bouncy in there.
Yeah, we have definitely got some corn in this bin. 736,000.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a couple. There's a couple kernels of corn in there. Oh, looks like I'm full.
You full? I'll be right there.
My goodness. I cannot believe it. We are getting so much closer to being done, but we still have a lot to go. Oh, it's deceiving.
It's a big field.
It is a big old field.
Got your pipe
We're
out?
both ready. Huh?
Got your pipe out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pull right up underneath yours, and then I'll just line up too, and we'll get both of them unloading right here. Just put yours on the front, and I'll line up on the back or something.
Tell me when to whoa.
All right. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're trying to get to yours. Keep going, keep going. I'm just going to walk forward with you. Whoa. All right. Both unloading. Perfect. That was a good truck to get. It was only like, what, $30,000, $40,000? Not too bad.
Heck, I might as well just run this back in. It's going to be full.
Oh, and someone was telling me the back of this trailer actually has a connection pin. We can connect another like pup or something to it if we really wanted to.
Really?
Yeah. I guess there's a pup for it.
Well, maybe when we go to making long hauls, we'll do that.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Oh, I see. There is a there is a pup. Huh.
I think my combine's empty. You empty?
Yep.
I'm gonna run this in, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it in and dump it.
You betcha. I'm gonna get back out there. Gotta go chew on some corn. I'm like a hungry hippo out here. You know what'd be hilarious?
What's that?
Be hilarious to go to a wedding and all of the plates be Zoo Pals.
Be what?
Zoo Pals? You don't remember Zoo Pals? The plate? Oh my goodness. Back
No,
in the
I
day,
don't.
yeah. Back in the day, there were plates, okay, paper plates that were made to look like animals, and they were made for kids.
Oh.
Like, and there was always on TV the theme song, oink, oink, Zoo Pals, quack, quack, Zoo Pal. That was always
I
on.
remember that.
Yeah. There's something funny. There's something funny about, like, if you got a really serious event, like a political deal or a wedding or a whatever, and all they had was
Yeah.
Zoo Pal plates. You know what? If you are Steve Irwin's children and you're getting married, surely you have to use a Zoo Pal plate, right?
Right.
I mean, out
I
of
agree.
respect. I don't know if you've seen, but his son, I forget his name, actually, I guess, kind of either works, lives, studies, something at a zoo in Australia, like a really big zoo.
Uh-huh.
And so he's like, he followed in his dad's footsteps a little bit. It's kind of neat. He's
Yeah.
teaching people about animals.
I think I saw that too.
I think the same with his daughter. I saw a picture of her with like a spider. I don't know. Weird family, kind of. But I'm cool with it. I used to love to watch that. Mom and I, we would watch, what was the show called? It was,
I can't remember.
Was it just Crocodile Hunter?
No,
No, but that was what he was called, was the Crocodile Hunter, right?
I believe so.
Was that before or after they made Pluto not a planet?
Now, I don't know, but I thought that was very unfair to Pluto. I like
Nope.
Pluto.
Hey, you know what? Pluto's my planet.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Pluto? Just let it be a planet.
Just let it be a planet. Don't pick on the guy.
It's all right. It's a little smaller than everyone else.
Well, and just because he's so far away,
And look, he might give a cold shoulder or two, but look, let him be a planet. I've been trying to rack my brain of other businesses that we could break into, and I'm not 100% sure what, but we could maybe, get into lawn care? Like we could just go mow people's grass in town? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Find a way to make money doing that or something?
I bet we could.
Well, we might be able to find a way. We might be able to.
I used to play poker with a guy that does that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember one year it was really, really dry, and nobody's yards were growing, so he was out of work all summer.
Oh, we'll see. Depends how you do your business. If you're one of the lawn care guys that charge them, per session or whatever, then sure.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody who just charges like a
Flat
retainer or like a yearly fee or whatever it is, then hey, great year for you.
Yeah, you don't burn no gas.
I know. It's a fantastic year.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go back here. And
I
do
should
a
say the
little
reason that
cleanup.
I think about that is there's all the places in town. There's and then there's that piece of land that we were looking at originally for the coffee.
Yeah.
On the other side of those trees, down that hill, on the other side of there's actually a lake there. There's a whole lake. There's a golf course, so we could probably get the
There
contract
is.
to do the golf course.
There was a guy that lived in Maxburg. That's what he did. He worked for the golf course in Winterset in the summertime.
I did not know they had a golf course.
Winterset? Yeah, they
I guess
do.
I should have assumed, but I did not know that they did. Where?
You turn right there at Fairway.
Oh, is that right? Is it any good?
I've never been out there.
Me neither. I didn't know it was there. But all right, good to know.
There's a little bit of information that you didn't have before, but now you have it.
Hey, there's a couple wineries along that highway.
Yep.
Maybe we get into the wine business. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know the profit margins, but there's a pre-existing demand.
Yeah. I guess that hinges on how thirsty you are and how much you like wine.
Yeah.
Because if you're really thirsty and you really like wine, you're going to drink all the wine and they ain't going to have nothing to sell.
Wow.
Just a little joke.
Yeah.
A little funny. It's kind of like, Mom, we can't raise chickens.
Yeah.
You know why we can't raise chickens?
Because Mom likes chicken too much.
Yeah, she'd eat them all.
Uh-huh. I got a picture of one of the little baby foxes from over at the farm.
Did
Just
you?
yesterday. Yeah. Hey, I was driving, and the mama was walking across the road south, and little pups were following, but the one was in the road, all scared as I slowly rolled up, and then it turned around and ran back north to the little shed there, and so they got separated, but I stopped right there and just took a picture of them.
Yeah. I'm kind of amazed at how that mama comes out of that little shed and sits there and watches for traffic on that road while them young'uns come out and play.
She does. She does.
And people think animals are stupid.
Oh, they're not. They are so smart. They really are.
They are.
We can't communicate with them like in a traditional manner, sure. But my goodness, like, just watch an animal. How do you tell me that does not have at least some bit of awareness?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I've seen that too. It'll sit right there watching traffic up and down while its little cubs are playing, and it'll actually when you start driving down the road, like if you're coming in a vehicle, it'll actually herd them off into the grass to make sure they're not there anymore. I was wanting to get a picture of the mama fox because she's a big old pretty fox, but she ran over behind the trailer, and there was just no way.
I think there's more than just one around there.
Yeah.
Which we ain't in the chicken business, so I ain't got to worry about it.
Nope, not a problem for us. It'd be neat. It'd be neat if in Farm Sim they added some more wildlife, so you could not just birds deer running around, but if they added little bunnies, or they added little foxes, or or a very common one, raccoons or possums, or
I don't know what it is about raccoons and combines, but they're always crawling up in the engine compartment of a combine.
I guess they like it there. I don't know. I don't know. You almost got your whole little strip up there done, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll have to make a couple of runs back and forth to do some cleanup, but...
Yeah. I'm just driving north and south repetitively until I can't anymore. But so far off this field, we have pulled about $132,000 worth of crop, of which is roughly $65,000 in estimated profit, but take off $43,000 for the land payment, and there's your whatever you're left with.
Not much.
Not much. For as much work as it's been, not much.
No.
But also that estimate I'm giving is lower than what we will actually probably sell it for, because we have a dryer. We might as well use it and sell our corn at a better dollar. We just need to figure out how to haul some propane up here.
Right.
We're going to need a tank of some kind. I don't know.
I can't believe we can't find nobody to deliver it.
That'd be nice. I think the propane, you know what? I think the propane fill point might be right there at Tractor Supply.
Yeah, it probably is.
I remember seeing there's a couple tanks there. I think that might be it. But we'd have to figure out how to go fill it with the tank.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I use a regular tank, if I use a fuel trailer, if there's a special trailer.
I would imagine it has to be a special trailer.
Yeah, I would think. Probably. I might have to find us a propane truck mod or something. I don't know. We'll see.